It's going to be a 5x5 square, 5x5, and we're going to do a 6x8 rectangular or shape with radius corners, meaning well, it's going to be 8 inches by 6, but it's going to be somewhat of an oval. So we're going to have a straight piece right here, flat surface on each end, but with radius corners. This will be 2 inches. So we're going to go ahead and lay this out. We're going to go ahead and start by doing these two corners right here. We're only going to be making one layout because since everything's in the center, there's really no deviation as far as shape goes. So you only really just need to make one side and then times 2, and then you just join them together, and that's it. So let's start with these 2 points right here. So again, we're making a 5-inch square first, and then we'll do the that rectangular oval shape with 2-inch radius corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. I'm going to take my compass, put it where the horizontal and vertical lines meet, since I've already measured that, and I know at this point where my pencil point is at is 5 inches. I'm just going to swing it over, strike an arc like that. Use this point, do a random mark somewhere in the void middle, or rather on the side, and then do the same thing on this side, and that should be my 5-inch 5x5. It may sound ridiculous, but I mean, if you've gone this far, I'm assuming that you already know what the routine is as far as how to lay this stuff out or how to start drawing the shapes. But I also have to take in consideration that there's going to be people that saw the thumbnail, and this would be, I guess, maybe not considered an advanced part of my videos, but just we're throwing monkey wrenches as I go along, and so I have to assume that they don't know what they're looking at. So I will be talking as if this is the first time you've seen this, so that you'll know I can walk you through step by step on how to make this. Okay, so we got our 5x5 square. Now we're going to go ahead and make an 8x6 rectangle with 2-inch radius corners. So we know this is 5, so I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/2 inch here, another 1/2 inch here, and I know that's 6. I guess there's different ways of doing this. This is, I guess, my way, or more of the ways I know how to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and connect these 2 dots and throw out a horizontal line like that. That's pretty close. Okay, so we know that this is 6. Hopefully it's close. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go 8 inches. So here's 5, 6, 7, or 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So 1/2 inches. So throw a mark right here. One there. And one here. Okay, let's go ahead and connect these dots, those 2 points. Okay, so I need to make this darker because I know I can see it, but for you guys that are watching this on video, it might not be as dark since I'm so close to the workspace. Okay. So we're now going to go ahead and we have this more or less, right? Now we're going to go ahead and make the radius corners. We're going to go 2 inches. So boom, boom, 2 inches from here. So from this corner, which is this, we're going to go 2 inches like that. And then we'll use a compass at 2 inches. And then swing it over and start striking arcs here. Crisscross, go like that, and then strike an arc there so that we can now put our point there on our compass and then start doing an arc like so we can meet that. Okay, so we say we're going to go 2-inch radius corners. So I know my 2 inches is right here, so here's a corner of that rectangle. So 1, 2, like that. Okay, I'm now going to go ahead and take the compass, and I know that from here to here is 2 inches, like that. And I want to go ahead and strike an arc here, then go here, and then go back here, and then that crisscross right there is where you're going to put your sharp point of your compass, and then put it right here, and then swing it over to that point right there. So you're going to do this like that. Okay, same thing on this side. Since we already got this information, we know that from here to here is 2 inches. Put your sharp point on the corner of this rectangle, strike an arc there, strike an arc there, put your point right there, strike an arc here, swing it over to this side, strike an arc again there, and there's your sharp point, and swing an arc, and there's your 2 inch. Let me just show you so you guys can see that 2 inches, right? Okay, let's keep going. Like that, keep it on point, then you can switch over like that, like that. Put our points there, they should match pretty close, and then we're going to swing an arc. Okay, last one. Okay, like that. Striking out. I'm going to make these light because I'm going to eventually erase these anyways, so I don't want to leave a mess after I get done erasing it because it's kind of hard to get them off. Okay, put sharp point now here, and then strike an arc. And there you go. So now we got this. Now we can go ahead and erase this stuff here. We don't need it. So here's our square. We're going to go ahead and divide this square, find our center point at the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2 and a half. And that's the center point or half of the square. 1, 2 and a half. Okay, we're gonna call this point X. Okay, X. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay, And now here's our 2-inch radius corners. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and divide this section here in half. So that is 2 inches. So we're going to go 1 inch. So you see that's 2 inches. We're going to go ahead and divide it in half. Like that. I'll do this on this side even though it's not necessary. But again, this is for everybody. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and mark this as Y. That's going to be Y. X and Y. Okay. Now let's go ahead and divide this in 5 pies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. All right. Go ahead and take your sharp point. Put it right here. And we're only going to do one side. Strike an arc like that. Put this on this point here. Strike an arc. Okay. Put our sharp point or our pencil here and then line it up with the crisscross right there. Okay, that's one. Divide it again here and here. So do the same thing. Oops. I think I should be using the smaller compass. Like that. Strike an arc like that. Then put our sharp point here. And then crisscross the previous arcs. And there you go. Okay, you're going to put a sharp point here. And then line up your ruler to that point right there. So there, and then do the same thing on this side. Sharp point. Boom. Alright, let's go ahead and erase this. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and number these 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me just make this a little bit more obvious. Okay, so this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright. Now that we got done doing this, I mean, you would actually do the same thing here and here, but you know, I'm going to try to skip that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and make our true length triangle. So true length triangle is a horizontal and vertical line that meet at one point, and that is used so that you can transfer all this information here from point to numbers over to your true length triangle. So let's go ahead and make that right now. So we're going to do it right here. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Okay, so I'm going to do a vertical and horizontal line like so. And on your vertical line, since we said that we're going to go 4.5 inches in height, from here to here is 4.5 inches height. So you're going to do the same thing from this point up 4.5 inches, and that's where your mark is going to be at. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. It's going to be right here. So this is my 4.5 inch height. 4.5 right there. If you guys can see that, like that. Okay, so we got done with that. Now we're going to go ahead and transfer all this information onto the true length triangle. So we're going to go ahead and let's call this point A, and let's call this point B. It's the same thing, but it'll come in handy. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's start with 1. So go A1, get your sharp point. You can put on either 1 or the A, and then open up your compass to 1. Lock it in place like so. Put your sharp point on this corner on your true length triangle, like that, and then strike an arc. This is now 1. A2. Put your sharp point on 2, open up your compass, or close it rather, to the point A, lock it in place. As you can see, put your sharp point, you have to be really careful here. Let me see, yeah. Like that. And then strike an arc, hold it nice and steady. And that is now 2. Okay. A3. Open up your compass and place pencil point on A and 3, or 3 on A, whatever, like so. Put your sharp point now on the horizontal and vertical line, 2-lane triangle. Strike an arc. And now that is 3. A4. Like that, as you guys can see. Okay, sharp point on here, 2-lane triangle, strike an arc, and now you found 4, and then 5. A5. Like that. We're gonna go to 5. I'll lock it in place like so, as you guys can see. Sharp point on here, 2-lane triangle, strike an arc, and that is 5. Okay, now let's go ahead and do this. Will make sense, but you're gonna want to find the distance from 5 to X, and then from here you can find Y, which would be from X to Y. It'll make sense as we go along, so just follow my lead. Okay, so let's get the distance from 5 to X. So, which is here, 5 to X. So go ahead and put, you guys can, that's not in the way of the camera. Okay, so put your compass on 5 and open it up to X point, like so. Okay. Put your sharp point on 2-lane triangle, strike an arc, and on this you're going to call it 5x. So go 5/x. Okay, so this is telling you that the distance from here to here is from 5 to X, which is from here to here. Okay, and then the other thing that you're going to need now is the distance from X to Y, which is from X, from here to here, which is this, X to Y, the center point of this oval, or rather radius corner, or rectangle with radius corners. Okay, so you're gonna go A or Y, X. So go like this, open up your compass to X, lock it in place, like so. Take your sharp point, put it again on your 2-lane triangle, strike an arc. You can barely see it, it's right next to 4. So I want to go ahead and do this. I want to put X/Y, and then I'm going to put an arrow or a line connecting it, and I know that that's where it goes. So X/Y is right here next to 4, so don't get it confused. Okay, and then again, this might sound confusing, but there is actually a different way I do this. What I mean is, when I draw this stuff out, I actually do the whole layout right on top of it, because all my information is right there. But since I'm going to be doing the work on a separate area, like which is going to be right here, it's going to require other extra steps. So it won't make sense at the beginning, but I'm going to explain why I'm doing it the way it is. So here's the last step I need you guys to do. So we're going to want to get the distance from 1 to B. So from here to here and it'll essentially be the same thing from this one here, because you know, if this was divided like this side here, this would have been 1 2 3 4 5. So you want the distance crisscross from here to here, or from here to here. So here's what I want you guys to do. Take your compass, put it on 1, open it up to B or A, doesn't really matter. So you're gonna go like that. Okay, like that. You see that? And they should match pretty close. See that? So from here to here is the same as from here to there. Okay, put your sharp point on your line triangle, strike an arc. Okay, call this, I really don't know what to call it, because again, this is like kind of new territory since this is a different way of doing it. I want to call it A1, I guess, and B1. A1 and B1. I know you guys can't really see that, but so yeah, that's what that is. And so what you're looking at is the distance from here. What we're doing is getting the distance from here to here, or from here to here, and that's this is going to be very important so that we can start our layout, and I'll explain why right now. Okay, so here's how this goes. We're going to make our starting points right here, A and B of this 5x5 square. So this is what you do. First, let's go ahead and draw our starting points, our horizontal lines. Okay, we're gonna go, we know that from here to here is 5 inches. Okay, so I want to pick a spot and then count 5. So here, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, I'm gonna erase this excess. All right, so here is where this comes into play. Notice that these points, see how they're straight? It goes straight up like that. But see how it kind of curves or kind of goes right into this radius corner? Well, what you're trying to do is find A to 1. Notice that this side of the square is slightly out into this radius corner, and 1 starts right here. If you guys can see that, watch. So here's where the radiuses end. See that? See that? And look at that square. So if you imagine this is our square, but you know that 1 starts slightly inward, like so. Get what I'm saying? So if this is here, and you know that you're going to start with 1, which is slightly inward this way, you know that that arc has to be struck somewhere kind of inward, not straight, but like that. So this is where this comes into play. I want to go back again. You took this information from, let's say, from A, B. I'm just going to go and do a refresh really quick. This is what we did. This is very important so we can start our starting points. You see that? So then we put our sharp point here. We strike an arc there, and we call this A1, B1. Okay, well, here's how this works. You're going to take your sharp point of your compass, put on A1, B1, open up to your 4.5 inch height mark, lock it in place. See that? Put your sharp point on, let me write this down. This is A, we'll mark this as B. You know that 1 is somewhere right here, kind of like in the center. So we're just going to do a random arc like this. See that? Do the same thing on B. Okay. So like that. Okay. Do the same thing on this. Swing it over like that. Okay, now what you're gonna do, you're gonna start looking for 1. So go to True Lane Triangle 1, and then open up your compass to the 4.5-inch height mark. Lock it in place like so. See that? You're going to take your sharp point, put it on A, and you're going to do a crisscross here. And now do the same thing on B. You can do a crisscross there. And now you've found 1 and 1. This is 1. This is 1. See that? Now if I did this correctly, the distance, see this 1 right here and this imaginary 1 right here, from here to here is 4 inches. See that? So if I did this correctly, from here to here should also be 4 inches. And there it is. See that? That's how you get your starting points for 1. And don't worry, from this point on, or from this, everything's easy. It's not going to be as difficult or weird to kind of understand. So I think on another video I'm going to end up doing another one of these, but I'm going to do it my way. I basically call it the sloppy way. I basically do all my layouts on top of the work here, and you'll understand that I avoid grabbing this information because all my information's here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So we got 1. Now let's look for 2. Get your compass, distance from 1 to 2. Open up like that. We're gonna lock it in place. Okay, put your sharp point on both on 1s and strike outwards, going left and right. Strike an arc like that. Put your sharp point right there on 1 and strike an arc. Okay, now we're gonna look for 2. So A2. So go to True Lane Triangle 2. Open it up to the 4.5-inch height mark. Lock it in place like so. Put your sharp points on A. Strike an arc. Now you found 2. Do the same thing on B side. Strike an arc, and now you found 2. Easy, right? Okay, distance. Now let's look for 3. Distance from 2 to 3. So if I take my compass, it's a little bit short, so we're going to go ahead and close it a little bit more. Obviously it wasn't divided evenly, but that's okay. That's the whole purpose of having or checking the distances for every number. Okay, strike an arc there, strike an arc like that. Now we're gonna go and find 3. So go True Lane Triangle 3 like that. Open it up to the 4.5-inch height mark. Lock it in place like so. Take your sharp point, put it on A, strike an arc. That is 3. Do the same thing on this side. Strike an arc, and that is 3. All right, 4. Okay, what do? We're going to go the distance from 3 to 4. So we're going to confirm that by getting our compass and checking for distance. We're going to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to lock it in place like so. Put our sharp points on 3. Strike, oops, skipped it. Strike an arc. Same thing on this side. Strike an arc. Okay, now let's look for 4. So go to True Lane Triangle to 4. A4. So here's 4. I'm going to open up to the 4.5-inch height mark. I'll lock it in place like so, as you can see. Put sharp points on your starting points, A and B. Strike an arc. Strike an arc. Now you found 4s. Okay, we're almost there. 5. Take a compass, check the distance from 4 to 5. Let's see if it matches. Yeah, pretty close. So we're going to take this information, put it on 4 now. strike an arc, strike an arc, 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 arc. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's look for 5. So A, 5, which is the same thing, you know, B, 5. Okay, so 2-lane triangle, 5, which is here. Okay, and then open up to the 4.5 inch height mark. We're gonna lock it in place like so. Whoops. Just want to show you guys. Okay, put our sharp point on starting point A, strike an arc, sharp point, starting point B, strike an arc, and now you found 5. Okay, we're almost there. So we know that we got from here to here is this, okay? And then you already have this and this right here. But what's missing? We're still missing the distance from 5 to Y. See that? See how 5's here? But Y is somewhere around here. So what do? Well, you take your compass and you're going to reach to wherever that random Y is going to be on that side of 5. So what you do is you take your compass, put it on 5, and then open it up to Y. Actually, I'm going to use a smaller one. It's too difficult for that. So take your compass, put it on 5, and open it up to 5, or to Y, letter Y, to the middle point. So basically 1 inch. Put a sharp point on 5, and then strike a random arc. Do the same thing on that side. Strike a random arc. Okay, now, so we got the distance from here to here, which we know is going to be right around there. That's guaranteed. Okay, now, let's go ahead and get the distance from A to X. Remember, we're reaching halfway. This is 5 inches, boom, like that. Okay, so we're going to reach 2.5 inches since we're connecting these two together. Okay, so take your compass, put it on A, into the middle of your square, which is going to be 2.5 inches, or in this case, X, like that. See that? Put your sharp point on B, and then strike a random or half moon arcs on both starting points, A and B, like that, and like that. Okay, get me so far? Okay, we're almost there. Okay, now let's since this is going to be X and this is going to be Y, here's where this comes into play. You know that 5 is here, obviously, because it says Y. Let's hook up the distance from 5 to X. So what do? You go to your 2-lane triangle, and remember we did the distance 5x. That's where you get your information. Put your sharp point on 5x, which is right here, 5/x. Open it up to the 4.5 inch height mark, lock it in place, like so. Now put your sharp point on 5, strike an arc, and there's X. See that? Put a sharp point on 5, strike an arc, and that's X. Easy. So that's X, X, right? Okay, let's go ahead and erase this. All right, so we found X, right? We got this, which is here. Okay, now we want to find Y from here to here. So we know it's going to land somewhere around here. So now you go to 2-lane triangle and go to X/Y. Remember that? So go to your mark where it says X/Y, which is kind of close to 4. So X/Y, open up to the 4.5 inch height mark, like so, lock it in place, like that. Now you're going to put your sharp point on X and reach over to next to the 5, and now you found Y. X on this side, and there you go. Now you found Y. Easy. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and erase this stuff. So let's put Y and Y. So that's Y. Okay, let me go ahead and make this a little bit nicer. All right, let's go ahead and connect the dots. So from here to here, Y to X, go BX AX AX YX, and then Y to 5, Y to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, and then 1 to 1. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and then 5 to Y. Okay, pretty cool. All right, now what we do is draw our bend marks, and that'll be it. So let me just go over this so you guys know. So you're not going to go from, say for instance, from B to Y, because remember, that's not where your folds are at. See that? So this is B, right? And this is 5. You don't want to go from here to here, because remember, this part, this 1 inch needs to be flat to combine with this other half, which will make 2. So you're actually starting from here to here. So this will be 5. Well, that's the whole point of putting those numbers, right? So B5, B4, B3, B2, B1, go on this side, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Alright, there you go. So that's how you make your 5x5 square with a 6x8 rectangular. And that rectangular shape 6x8 will have 2-inch radius corners from here to here, and we gave it a 4.5 inch height. So this is what we made right here. And just so you guys see that all you need is just one, because it's all centered. So this goes like that, so you guys can see, and then it gets wrapped like so. See that? And meets right there. Same thing on this side. Goes like that. Wraps around like so. Goes like that. And then finishes off right here. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, laters. Bye.